If you've been following along with Palmera here in Wellen Park, you've already seen two very different builders and two very different styles of homes. But now we're putting a third builder in the mix. And this is where things start to get interesting, because once you put in David Weekley Homes side by side with MI Homes and Homes by Towne, you start to realize these aren't just different homes. They're built for completely different types of buyers. So today, I'm gonna walk you through all three, show you exactly what each one does. Some things better, some things not. And by the end of this video, you'll know which builder actually fits your tastes, lifestyle, and your budget, and which one you might want to eliminate once you take a closer look. Let's start with David Weekley, because we really haven't concentrated on them a lot in earlier videos. Now, what David Weekley does really well is how these homes actually live day to day. Most of their floor plans fall between, say, 2,300 and just a little over 3,300 square feet. They're primary 3 and 4 bedrooms. And one thing that you'll notice right away is how many of their plans include a 3-car garage. Pretty much almost every one of them. And that's not something that you see consistently from every builder, especially in this price range. But you're gonna get that here a lot in Palmera. So let's see what you think as we walk through this home. So we are just outside of the Ruby Tail. This is a gorgeous and very popular model by David Weekley. This one is a 3-car garage. We're gonna take a look and show you how many bedrooms and bath and the square footage. But this is a popular plan they've done in some different neighborhoods. And I think you're gonna like what you see. Always love a little porch, a little bit place to sit out. And we're gonna take a look on in. So we just entered the front door and you can see it's a very open plan. And just to the left, I'm gonna show you your front bedroom. And what's nice about this one, now right through here, you're gonna have an ensuite. So there's gonna be a door right there. You got your full bath, everything you need. You don't lose the linen closet, which is nice. To my right, you're gonna see the sales office, but that's gonna be your 3-car garage. Really nice and open. So you see your office den here. You want to close that off. Great way to do it with some French doors, but really just kind of an open feel. So you have your half bath, your powder room here right in the hallway. So that's where the garage door would be, where you come in from your garage. So you've got this nice open laundry. It's really an efficient and great use of space. And I like the fact that they have kind of this mud room hang up. Put your groceries down, hang up your purse, do all that stuff right here. I really like the way Weekley does a lot of their laundry rooms. Very functional. Here is your double sinks for these 2 bedrooms. I'm going to show you here in a minute, but look at that tile through the top. Give you an idea of what's possible. You've got a bedroom over here, and then you have an adjoining one right here. So if you got kids, they've got all the space they need, and they've got the bathroom they need right here at the front of the house. Like I said, that ensuite in the front we were talking about, great for guests when they're staying with you, or maybe that mother-in-law suite if you need. It's also great for some older children too. They can kind of get their separate space. So take all that in. Beautiful kitchen area. Lots of space on that island, the built-ins. You're in a gas community. We're going to go into detail about Palmera. You've watched some of the other videos, you've seen a lot here, but I really just like all this right here in the Ruby Tail. I like this hidden pantry back here. Really cool. It's a great idea to put a chiller in, give you an idea of what you can upgrade, but they kept that's great, especially for the closet there. It's kept some natural light. Let me give you a view from the old kitchen sink. So you feel like you're really open. Beautiful floor plans here that I seen Weekley do. Just a really nice open plan. And once again, you can put furniture against the wall, windows a little higher, but bringing in that natural light. So they've got to change. What I'm showing here is the model we're in now. That wall's going to go straight across. You're going to have those quad sliders there. And this is going to get extended. So all these are going to be extended. So what we see now, add another 7 feet. So basically back right here, it's going to be the end. So you're going to get a lot more, kind of almost a wrap around here. You're going to get a lot more feeling here for the outdoor space covered. And then of course you've got this beautiful area. Once again, to show you what's possible, you've got infinity screens, deep lots here, 65, 140. So you've got 140 feet, a lot of preserves. That's one thing I like about Palmera. These are some really killer lots here. And give you an idea from the back of the house. We're really integrating it with that indoor-outdoor lifestyle. So just around the corner there, give you one last look, because if you're hanging out in the family room, you're just going to take in those views. Around the corner, to baffle that sound smartly, we're in the primary. So you see the tray ceilings. This gives you a really grand, wide feeling here. Large windows. Once again, that's going to lose about 2 feet because it's going to go create that one long wall across the back. Just want to show you everything we can here. So there's your double sinks. Got a nice wide space between that and your shower. 2 transom lights, natural light coming in. You just step down right into that beautiful Roman shower. So let me take you, dip back into there. There's your throne room. Got a really good size linen closet. Utilize all that space. And let me take you into your primary. Nice. So shelving on all sides. And then put linens or whatever you need. Actually, you have a huge linen closet, so that gives you an idea. So we're talking 4 bedrooms, 3 full baths, half bath, a little over 2,800 square feet, just shy of 29. So let's make sure that we see got the 8-foot ceilings. You've got, 8-foot doors, high ceilings. Just that feeling throughout of open space. It's homey, yet wide and grand. The Ruby Tail. So the flow between the kitchen, living room, and outdoor space feels intentional. And by the way, that outdoor space is being widened by 4 feet right across that entire lanai. So it's going to significantly add some outdoor living space for all future Ruby Tail floor plans. You also see dedicated studies, flex rooms, and really thoughtful bedroom placement, and layouts that are simply designed around how people live today. No flashy floor plans, really. Nobody trying to impress you with some gimmicks. They're just logical and functional, and they work. Pricing here is going to start from the high 600s into the 800s. And depending on the lot, options, and floor plans, that can vary. But if you want to go into one of their very larger homes and add a pool, you could end up at 1.1 to 1.2. So if you're a buyer who wants a true single family home with a smart layout and something that will function very well for years to come, David Weekley is going to check a lot of those boxes. But that's only one side of the story, because recently they started the more refined executive series to compete with the higher series of homes and Homes By Towne and some others. And we're going to bring that to you, a tour of that first amazing model that I've already walked through in just a few weeks. So just make sure that you subscribe and tap those notifications so you see that one as soon as it comes out, because you are absolutely going to love that one. Now let's move over to MI Homes, because this is where things might start opening up quite a bit. So MI is covering a much wider range of buyers than maybe anyone else here in Palmera. So on the one end, you've got some more affordable entry points into the community. And then on the other hand, you've got some of the largest homes being built here, maybe pushing well over 4,000 square feet. And that's a huge spread. So MI is really about flexibility. You might be looking at something around 2,200 to 2,800 square feet if you're trying to enter the community at a lower price point, something in the 600s. Or you could be looking at one of their much larger homes approaching 4,600 square feet with multiple living spaces and bonus rooms. Completely different buyer profiles. So pricing reflects that as well. Yes, you can get into Palmera with MI at a lower price point than some of the other builders, but like David Weekley, you can also spend well into the upper price ranges, just over $1 million once you've moved into a larger offering. Just depends on what you want. Now, this is the Jubilee model from MI Homes. This is shown as a 3-bedroom, 3-bath. It can be a 4-bedroom, so it's semi-custom. Showing it as a 3-car garage, but as I mentioned, it's a little over, just slightly under 3,000 square feet, 2,913. We're going to take a look inside and see what they have. So you're met with a really nice size, great room here, right up front. You can see some accents. Sometimes people put a formal dining room here. Kind of like this is a little entertaining area. But this is a good size office space. Once again, ceilings make a difference. Check out those walls. So semi-custom gives you that option. Drawn into the family room here, the great room. Once again, the gas community here in Palmera. Love to see that cabinetry. Gives you many options. The waterfall island. Here's your view from the sink. Really nice. And as we head back in here, see the deep pantry. That is a must in today's world. You got a full-size bathroom right up here. It's towel going to the ceiling. And right off of that, have another bedroom. And that's what I call a good size secondary closet. Really nice. That's the way it should be. Once again, you can get those customized. Check out those panel doors. That is off into the sales center, which is the garage area. But look at this extended. So this could be your fourth bedroom, but they've made this into a luxurious laundry area. So what I'm seeing today for today's buyers, the laundry area is also a utility room. So you can store things, you can do things. You're not just stuck in a 5x5 with a washer and dryer. That's really nice. And this is a good place when you come in from the garage, put your keys, put your stuff down, put your mail, all that stuff. Very functional, very nice. So as we head back into your great room, you see a little dining nook here. Lots of windows. You can sliders to go right out to your patio. But just back here, you once again have a nice, good sized closet here. Can't get enough of those here in Florida. And what I like about this is that you go around a corner, which really baffles the sound, and then you come into here and another ensuite. So look at these closets. Like I said, that is a really good secondary closet. This is great for maybe an older part of the family, an older member of the family staying with you, or a teenage or adult child has their own little suite. That is nice. Now, like I said, very private back here, so it gives you kind of a mother-in-law or really a special bedroom for one of the kids. So we'll head out there in a second. Check out some of the ceiling effects, the built-ins, semi-custom here at MI. Once again, take a corner, come into the primary. Once again, that smart design, baffling the sound so it doesn't go directly into your bedroom. Corner windows, little design features at the top. And here is a gorgeous bathroom. Throne room, double sinks, long vanity, and what you like to see. It's a really good size. Now, they've removed the doors, so you have double doors here, probably French doors there. That gives you an idea of what you can do custom closet-wise here at MI. Once again, a wet room. Got the shower, the tub, all behind glass, sunk in a little bit, so you don't have to worry about cleaning up the floors on that. And more closetry. So lots of function I'm seeing in this design here at MI. And now we're going to head out, check out what's to do outside. So I've just stepped outside and you can see this nice little Florida kitchen. This would be great. Pull up from the pool, have some drinks, serve some burgers, do whatever you want, do a little barbecue. And I like that special place for someone to get some extra sun or in the evening just to kind of enjoy the pool area. So as we notice, this is all under truss. This is what you look for here in Florida under Lanai. See, that's the end of the home. So if it's under truss, as we talk about in other videos, ways to secure this for the hurricane season. This is really a comfortable area. It gives you lots of shade. It feels great to just be out from the weather, out from the sun. And then when you want sun, step right up to this gorgeous pool and spa. So that's the MI Jubilee model here at Palmera. So if we're comparing David Weekley and MI Homes head to head, this is probably where most buyers here spend the majority of their time deciding, because both offer really strong floor plans with built-in upgrades like impact windows and 3-car garages. Both are offering excellent value, and both are targeting a lot of the same buyers. Maybe the difference is that David Weekley tends to focus more on refinement and everyday livability, while MI tends to focus on giving you maybe more choices and more ways to fit different budgets and lifestyles. For some buyers, that flexibility is exactly what they're looking for. And for others, it can actually make the decision a lot harder. Now we're going to talk about Homes by Towne, because this is where things might start to feel noticeably different, especially when you walk through the front door. So if you've spent any time in Sarasota or Lakewood Ranch, there's probably a good chance that you may have seen one of their communities. They've built a lot there in the waterside area, and several known communities like Lake House Cove, that's one of my favorites. And over in Waterside, they're building Shellstone right now. So if you've watched any of my videos, you've probably seen all that they're doing in Shellstone. I think I have maybe 2 or 3 different versions of that, what they're building in Shellstone. So these homes here in Palmera generally range between 2,300 to 3,400 square feet. But what stands out isn't really the size, it's how they use the space. They're focusing on the lifestyle. So you'll see dedicated studies, bonus rooms, flexible spaces, larger gathering areas, oversized kitchen islands, expansive sliders opening out to the Lanai, and indoor-outdoor living. So you'll also notice that many of these homes sit on wider home sites than what you're seeing elsewhere in the community. And that creates more room for pools, larger lanais, and just simply more room between homes. So let's take a tour of an example. Here is the exterior of this rather spacious outrigger model. Once again, the 3-car garage, the tile, the pavers, the bricks, very nice. A little bit of stonework here on the front, and a really nice recessed opening here. Look at the ceilings in here. Gorgeous entrance. Once again, stunning entrance views. Beautiful foyers, what you'd expect. Just to my left, we've got 2 bedrooms. Let me show you the size of those. And this one has a really nice walk-in closet. And this gives you a different idea. Cove ceiling here, backlit. Really nice. And across the hall, similar. And this one as well. Similar walk-in closets. The floors are immaculate throughout the whole house. There is your, look at your floor-to-ceiling tile in the secondary bath. Now this can be a cozy little area, whatever you want to make it, kind of showing it as a quick sitting area. Could be formal dining, whatever you need. The lighting, that is some deep set cove ceilings. Really nice office space. Built-ins, glass doors, sliders, and all that space along the. So let me show you your pantry back here in the corner, and then your views from the kitchen as you entertain. This little built-in nook here. Do that throughout. Like how they have the built-in seating. That's a really smart design. And let's peek back here off the pool door. And another full bath. And some lighting. Gorgeous. Let's see, what do we have here? Oh, it is another secondary pantry. Very nicely done. So while we're here, let's peek out onto the patio. Like those pavers. Once again, your indoor-outdoor space is enormous here. Let me show you the ceiling. That is your house. That's all under your truss. So this is a really large covered lanai. So this really is indoor-outdoor living. Got that infinity view that you can get. This way it eliminates all those beams, and it's just a seamless view right out the back. Your pool. Let me show you the house. So this is all indoor, outdoor space, all covered under your roof. It's truly gorgeous. So let's go look at that primary, see what we find. Back over inside, different views. And back here. Wow, look at that window. Sliders with a big centerpiece, so that's just like one big glass opening with views to the pool in the back. Good morning. That is a way to wake up. And let me show you this really gorgeous bathroom. Tucked away, shower in the corner. Once again, separate vanities. Really smart, plenty of natural light here. And then a separation of closets as well. So we're just bathing in white. The light and everything, the camera's having a hard time adjusting to all this white light from floors to ceilings. Really high ceilings throughout. Just a really cozy and stately primary. So now that we've seen that section of the house, we've got one little more corner, and I like how everything is separated off to the corners. Not on top, not off of one wing, separated very nicely in this one. And here's your 3-car garage, and tucked back here, your laundry room. Plenty of natural light, and there's your AC, nicely tucked away, quiet in the corner. Homes by Towne is positioned to be one of the more upscale builders here in Palmera. Not necessarily the biggest homes, but arguably maybe the most design-focused and semi-custom homes here in the community. So starting prices will say starting in the 700s, but being realistic, most homes will be in the 1.1 to 1.3 range by the time everything is included, from lot price to design choices, pools, and outdoor living packages. So instead of competing on entry-level price, Homes by Towne is really competing on an overall feel. And for a lot of buyers, that's exactly what they're looking for. But before we wrap up, there's one more thing worth mentioning. No matter which one of these builders you choose, you're still buying into this same Palmera lifestyle. You're still getting full access to the amenity package, the resort-style pool, multiple fitness and gathering spaces, a restaurant, and everything that comes along with living in one of Wellen Park's newest communities. Plus, you're only minutes from downtown Wellen, with the shops, restaurants, live events, farmers markets, concerts, and pretty much everything else that has made Wellen Park become one of the most popular places to live right here on the Gulf Coast. So in many ways, the community decision has already been made. Now it's really about choosing the builder that fits you best. And there's one thing to keep in mind. So today, we've covered only 3 of the builders currently building here in Palmera, and these are ones who most often compete for the same buyer. But we also did a full video on ICI Homes, which brings a little something different to the approach of customization and personalization. So just stay till the very end so you can click on that video that's focused just on ICI, because it may end up changing your opinion entirely. Now, one of the mistakes that I see buyers making here in Palmera is trying to figure out which builder is the best. And that might just be the wrong question, because I believe they're all great quality builders with a very high level of satisfaction. And it's really gonna come down to personal choice. I mean, if you're looking for maybe a home that's highly functional, easy to live in, and designed for everyday comfort, maybe you're gonna go with David Weekley. Maybe you want flexibility, maybe a wider range of floor plans and different ways to get into the community depending on your budget. Maybe MI Homes is going to give you the options that you want. And if you're looking for something that feels maybe a little bit more upscale and more focused on design and outdoor living, Homes by Towne is where many buyers feel that difference. But don't discount those future David Weekley executives homes that I mentioned earlier, and they're coming up next. So the decision in Palmera isn't always about picking the biggest house or maybe the cheapest house. It's about finding the home that matches your style and the way you want to live. So if you're trying to figure out which direction makes the most sense for you, this is exactly the kind of conversation that we should be having. So whether that's about Wellen Park, Lakewood Ranch, Palmer Ranch, Sky Ranch, ranch dressing, whatever it is, reach out, schedule a Zoom call, and we'll walk you through your options. We'll compare the builders, compare the floor plans, and help you make the right decision the first time. We're so sure you'll find the right home and the best price with us. We have a love your home or buy it back guarantee. Just schedule a quick call and we'll tell you how. For living and buying in Sarasota, I'm Rob Rovnak. Now check out this video dedicated to ICI Homes right here in Palmera.